Humans have lived on Earth for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. It's only natural that traces of hundreds of generations of life remain. Hello everyone! There is a reason that many countries require excavations before major construction projects. What if it suddenly turns out that an ancient city once existed on the site where an office building is to be constructed, and the treasures of mankind are lost forever? It is actually quite common for surprising discoveries to be made during excavation and construction. This channel, which you are all familiar with, always has interesting stories to tell you, so you don't even have to go to the trouble of digging them out of the ocean of the internet. As you have probably already noticed, today we are going to talk about excavation. Let's get right down to business. A complete city in the Stone Age. First of all, Redmond, a small town in Washington State, USA, is famous for being home to the headquarters of Microsoft Corporation. There are approximately 30,000 people working at Microsoft's headquarters alone in this town of 5,000 people. In a 2009 excavation in Redmond, before the construction of a new house, archaeologists found an almost world record amount of Stone Age artifacts. It seems almost unbelievable, but over 4,000 stone pincers, arrowheads, spatulas, and mills were unearthed. The excavation items are estimated to be approximately 10,000 years old. The people who left them probably belonged to the Folsom culture. These people, the ancestor of later Indians, replaced the Clovis culture, the first humans to appear in the Americas, and lived primarily by hunting bison. Mammoth Bones. The University of Oregon is a high-level comprehensive university in the United States. More than 25,000 students study here. Is there any possibility, in the first place, that archaeological finds can be made on a campus full of classrooms, dormitories, and other buildings? Actually, yes, they can be found, and on this occasion, they went above and beyond what was expected. When land was being cleared to expand the university stadium in 2016, workers suddenly dug up something hard and large. When they dug up that something, everyone was taken aback. There it was, a huge bone. It was later discovered that it belonged to a mammoth that was approximately 10,000 years old. It was probably the last member of a group of giant mammals that inhabited the North American continent. Further excavations have revealed several complete whole-body skeletons and a large number of partial bones. Some of these were of mammoths, others of camelops, also known as bison or western camel. Camelops was a type of camel that once inhabited the North American continent and is now extinct. Iron Age settlements. In 2018, when the M11 highway connecting Moscow and St. Petersburg was being built in Russia, workers dug up something strange near the small village named Voiskolovo. Some of the items looked like weapons and ancient pottery. Archaeologists from the country's major universities were immediately summoned to the site, but they were all stunned. Nobody had noticed for many years that an ancient settlement was completely buried here, just a stone's throw from St. Petersburg. Immediately, the highway had to be retracted, and archaeologists began excavation work. The excavation of the ancient settlement proceeded successfully, and the remains of about 400 main holes were found. This village is about 3,000 years old. There were at least 100 houses here, and therefore more than 1,000 people probably lived here. This is quite a large population for a desolate area in Iron Age northeastern Europe. Who established this settlement? Researchers believe that the most likely answer is the brushline pattern pottery culture. These people were known in ancient documents as the Stavanoi. or Gerenoi. They are probably closer to the Lithuanians and Latvians in terms of current ethnicity. A medieval mansion. The story begins in 2013 in Wellington, a town in Somerset, England. As archaeologists were conducting the necessary excavations in advance of construction work, they suddenly discovered the remains of a structure that appeared to date from the 12th to 14th centuries. It seems that there was a mansion here in the Middle Ages. Then, the puzzle solving began. It was very painstaking to figure out who this belonged to. This area has a relatively good collection of old documents from that period, but they could not find even a single piece of paper describing a building that resembled a mansion. There is more. As for the tiles that covered the floor of this mysterious mansion, researchers realized that they had seen similar ones at the legendary Glastonbury Abbey. Both patterns were nearly identical. Incidentally, that monastery was also in Somerset. It is associated with the legend of King Arthur, and legend has it that it was built by Joseph of Arimathea, a secret follower of Jesus Christ, who buried his body there. Furthermore, according to the legend, Joseph was in possession of the most important relics in Christianity, which had been scattered and lost. The lance of Longinus, which pierced the crucified Jesus Christ, and the chalice, which was filled with his blood. Did the monks of Glastonbury, who have been described as magicians and guardians of a wide variety of ancient secrets, set up a secret meeting place somewhere near Wellington? Could a place as secluded from the world as this one have protected the relics of Joseph of Arimathea without worrying about curious pilgrims? Is that why the mysterious mansion was not mentioned at all in any of the documents? Now no one will ever know. At any rate, these kinds of mysteries leave people in a quandary. The site of the mansion, now known as Longforth Farm, attracts tourists from all over the world who learn and come to experience one of the great mysteries of Europe. Pablo Escobar's safety box. Next to mysteries of medieval England, let's talk about something more down to earth. But it is no less interesting. There is probably no one that hasn't heard of Pablo Escobar. Escobar is a real genius in the world of crime, and he is responsible for some of the most heinous cases in the history of crime. He reigned the Medellin cartel as the boss, which controlled 80% of the cocaine distributed worldwide. The Medellin cartel was also involved in money laundering and other criminal activities. Escobar himself conducted and gained notoriety for a number of high-profile terrorist incidents. Hearing that Escobar had finally been buried, the world breathed a sigh of relief. There's a house in Miami Beach, Florida, that belonged to Escobar. Already being seized by the U.S. government in the 1980s, it remained unclaimed for 29 years. When a new owner was finally found, he wanted to completely tear down the house and build his home from the ground up. You cannot imagine the owner's surprise when, in the course of the work, he found a safe that he knew for sure had belonged to Escobar. And the fact that this mysterious safe was stolen shortly after it was found is very interesting. What in the world could have been in it? The bomb in Vietnam. The Vietnam War was one of the most devastating wars of the second half of the 20th century. Some of its gruesome relics can still be found. While clearing his yard to build a building, a resident of Ha Long City suddenly found, to his surprise, a huge bomb weighing 113 kilograms. Fortunately, a bomb disposal team rushed to the scene and successfully removed and rendered the bomb harmless. It is frightening to even imagine what would have happened if the bomb had not been found. Not only the farmer who found it, but the entire neighborhood would have been blown to bits. Anyway, let's just celebrate the fact that the Vietnamese people no longer live in what we call a powder keg, and are heroes who went down in history for their casual work. And that concludes our story. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like our channel. Thank you for your support, which will help this channel grow and expand. Goodbye for a while. See you again. Bye.